You know, you really have uprooted. You really have gone ahead and expanded your horizons. See, what's going on? There's been a death of old ways to bring in a new. You see, it can take time to see growth happen. There is problem solving going on as we speak, like resolution in the air, like protection. You've let go with no longer serves, and your parasite has your parasite has been put to sleep, to be quite frank, because I mean, we're always going to have a back and forth with the human experience of the parasite trying to creep in, the thing that tells you you're not enough, that you know that you're not right, etc. It's attached to paranoia, fear. But you've put it to sleep, and I can feel it's going to be asleep for a very long time. Especially when it comes to the clarity within you and this person's connection. Okay. Interesting. This is good. This is good. So, with that death of the old, that cycle you closed, what have you gone ahead and opened? One called duties. Well, somebody's feeling a little shy, a little bashful when it comes to you. I feel like very fast your guys' dynamic can go from one intensity to the other. Like, 1 second it can be very friendly, and then out of nowhere it can become very flirty without even trying. So you make them feel bashful, and they're watching you as we speak. They're watching you from afar, and they're ready for real. They're ready for authenticity. So, man, I keep being told to pull from 2 tarots, which is something I normally don't do. I think we have a conversation going on. Where is that other tarot I've been called to use? I'm not normally blocked this hard from finding. I know where all of my tarots lie, right? And I know I didn't put this motherfucking tarot back. It's so imperative for me to use the ones I'm thinking of. Oh my god, they're right here. What the fuck? Somebody was blocked. Somebody you had a romantic connection with had a decision to make. And they're open now. They're open to you. A veil's been lifted. So it looks like we have a conversation. This is you. This is the person. It's going to be a back and forth type of dynamic. Okay. Definitely. Jesus. This is definitely... I feel like I don't even have to fucking shuffle those ones. Those came flying out. We're going to figure out, like, recently my readings have been kind of like a puzzle. Very much like a puzzle. So, we're not setting assumptions for which card is for who. All I know is this is definitely 1000% a conversation with this many cards. And we have to have at least one more oracle. Oracle's like the icing on the cake, the gourmet icing on the cake. And tarot is like the eggs and batter. We'll save it for later. Okay, this one's the one I do right now. Yeah, somebody wants to create, somebody is like your perspective on life, the way you do things, like everything just is so beautiful and unique to you. They love, okay, so for a lot of you here, if you identify as a feminine, you're masculine, you really like how creative, you really like how forward, but yet docile they can be. Very controlled energy. Very interesting. And it looks like the one who's been shy and bashful is probably the feminine in this dynamic. Well, both of you have released anything that was keeping you under psychological attack. You have unplugged for what no longer serves. So we have our cards. Let's see what's going on. When I tell you, this has been like the biggest reading I've had, at least collective reading, I've had to decipher in a while, but it wasn't hard either. Not at all. It was actually easier to dissect than other readings that had nowhere near as many cards. There's a lot to conversate about, but here's the thing. I feel like most of this conversation you two have already had in the past, but there's going to be a solidification and there's going to be more focusing on forward movement. See, you and a person both released what no longer served. Center focused on yourself, having no idea that the other person was doing the same thing as you, because that's how Tingle partner dynamic works. It's a person who is doing the dance of life right alongside you. These cards are two different timelines. This is the timeline you're in, and then the timeline that could have been if you didn't release what no longer served. If you would have picked the continued cycle repeating. I think the best place to start is to let you know what you let go of, what future you let go of. And then we'll let you know now the future you're in. Okay? So this is all part of the future. Save the best for last, right? Okay, so there were a lot of scars between you and a karmic connection. This person made you go into a deep state of spiritual work. And again, we're not talking about this lover who's going to continue to form. We're talking about a totally different person before them, a karmic connection that really put you through the ringer. You see, they were intimidated by your growth. They made you feel like your scars were nothing. That's what I just keep hearing. There was a lot of underlining psychological attacking in this dynamic, actually. Manipulation. You were in a cycle repeat with a person who had gone through their own set of scars and chose to go about life a little bit differently than you did. You decided, I have to let go of this. Why do you have to let go of this? Other things in their life were just feeling so blocked. They weren't seeing things clearly with their home life, with job dynamics, with what's leading to their abundance, because they didn't. Other things in their life were just feeling so blocked. They weren't seeing things clearly with their home life, with job dynamics, with what's leading to their abundance, because you didn't want to admit that whole cycle was over at that time. If you would have continued on, you would have still had this indecision and this block. See, other things in your life have expanded, have opened up because you've let go what no longer serves. If you would have continued this connection presently, you would have been, again, blocking yourself from an actual lover, staying in a state of not feeling accepted, or not knowing if you're at a standstill or to let go. It would have been a cycle repeat. You were right to let go of that karmic connection. They weren't serving. You had to let go of what no longer served. The moment you let go of what no longer served, You shifted yourself into this higher timeline, the leap of faith, attracting in somebody who has thrown away the old version of themselves and allowed the new one to expand, okay? This person, this karmic, would have led. What I see is it's not even led. There were already these big burdens. They let off that their life was a lot chiller than it actually was. There's a lot of toxicity in this person's life. They liked shortcuts. You didn't even realize this about them. They wanted, the reason that your dynamic wouldn't have been able to advance is because they did not want to grow. They were comfortable with the chaos and the toxicity around them. You see, this person was a mirror for you. This person was everything of you that you did not want to show the world. And they made you reflect inwards and see, what about me do I need to go ahead and show the world? That's part of my protection. That's part of my story. You're a person that doesn't seek shortcuts. You believe in hard work. You're not a low vibrational person. You're not a grief mindset, pessimistic mindset. You always believe if something's meant for you, there will always be redemption if it's meant for you. When you love hard. And you go ahead and are a free lover, meaning you love unconditionally and you don't make people feel trapped. So, the moment that they did that, you you let go of this person, you felt like you were no longer in, you were in a weird space because there was something definitive this time. You probably have gone back and forth releasing this karmic connection, or even staying in a state of it's not right now, it's later. And this time something within you was like, no, it's done. This is not happening. And even if they were to come back, I don't want it to happen. Something shifted. You've moved on. You changed your introspection. You let go of what no longer serves because you did it for yourself and no matter what, but it looks like another connection came in. The flower of life symbols you're probably seeing a lot everywhere. The flower of life is the symbol that's on my hand, on my palm. Yeah, you continued your self-work. You were going back and forth with the ghosting of that karmic, and during that time frame you met somebody else who it was almost like, this person is willing to take the leap of faith with me right now. But there was a small blockage between you two because you both had other things, other third-party dynamics, other cycles that needed to be closed before you could open up a whole other. So because you let go of what no longer served, you asked for a natural-born leader, a real person who can make their own decisions, but as a team player as well, to enter your life, who's grateful and kind and sincere and leads through empathy and compassion. You asked for a masculine who would do this for you. Spirit said, okay, here he, here they, however that resonates. Here this person is, but they're not going to be exactly the way you expected. It's not going to be, you see, we're focused on this karmic for so long. You thought this karmic was this person that you were to be with, the one to not give up on. This person was part of your strength. They were part of your story. And yes, for a while, you had to believe it was this person. Spirit had to have you believe it was this person to continue your growth. If you didn't know that it would have been somebody totally different that you weren't ready to meet yet, the growth wouldn't have happened. They weren't lying to you. At that point, that karmic connection was serving something in your life. Okay? But then this masculine, take how it resonates, comes into your life. They have a dark aesthetic to them. They can be different than the type you normally went for in the past. very attracted, very, very, very attracted. You're not used to that either. And there's like something of like long distance within this dynamic as well. Your souls are always connected. And the only things that, and that's the thing, it looks like you let go of caring what other people thought. You let go of the 3D world obstacles. Like, if this is distance, this either means your jobs, schedules might be conflicting, or there's actual physical distance between you two. There may be some form of a bumpy ride also is what I'm seeing. So just like other pieces, other dynamics that each other would have to incorporate, like understanding that dealing with this certain dynamic would be part of my partner's life as well. Both of you are more than willing to do it, though. You realize that there's not, that this is being presented for a reason, and this is that path less chose. This is wish fulfillment. You realize that your manifestation truly is already here. That big burden, the only thing that's it seems right now is it comes to this shyness. You're feeling imbalanced, waiting for something, but it's like an anticipation feeling. It doesn't feel nervous anymore. There's a lot both of you want to say that you're ready to go forward and release burdens, but the timing is, it's like resilience to just wait for the right time. You two might be meeting soon. You two might have plans to talk about the future. Maybe for a while you put things on slow motion, but everything's about to speed up, and that's because Spirit's guiding it to you. Spirit's like, you can't stop anymore. They're like, this, we made you be at peace with fate for a while, but the things in your life are happening right now for a reason, and it is go time. This person will help you problem solve. This person will help you grow. So, what do they think of you right now? Both people in this dynamic, as we speak, are looking at the strength of not only themselves, but of the other person. There's been a lot of clarification. There's been a lot of... you unplugged from each other back and forth for a little while, but in the past week, that's maybe even to be more specific, the past 2 to 4 days, there's been a shift. More expression, but has been able to be let out in a more controlled and thought out form. It feels like very, very like a flirtatious build up. Whoever the masculine in this dynamic is definitely sending this initiation type of energy of like, initiate this at any time. I'm ready. And whatever understandings, whatever boundaries, you're worth it. Point blank simple. But they're wanting to make sure they know how intense their energy is in the best of ways. They know. So when they feel themselves starting to get really excited about channeling your energy or being with you, they say, okay, remember your influence and remember to be a safe, calm space. The masculine in this dynamic is very much trying to make sure, and is making sure, to respect healthy boundaries, but still give full expression that this is something they're more than ready for. And that's very attractive to the feminine. See, the feminine went into shadow work, and nature has even spoken to whoever the feminine is dynamic. It could be you. So, remember, these are collective. Whoever, anyways, went into nature and was given many signs that who their true masculine was. And that this person, they could have gotten their name, their age, random things that they like, car, etc. Many things while they were outside. And also just spirit guide messages. Like when I say that, even just like through the messages of their own cards. Because birds, a lot of birds have been speaking to them lately. I keep seeing the red on my can. That's making me think of red cardinals, but also owls. Owls are a big forward movement as well. As we speak, whoever this dynamic is within like the feminine nature wants to express a lot to why they unplugged and what they figured out when they unplugged. And both are holding strength to see that this goes past this lifetime. And you don't need to have all the answers. If something feels right, it feels right. And if you both have proven who you are, trust it. What's the future look like for you two? Yeah, energy has been swapped out. You have made choices that have changed everything. You're not afraid of shaking things up anymore. If life happens, if stuff comes your way, there's a reason for it. Your future is so bright with this person. It's real. It's building. It's nurturing. It's not a fresh start. You're going off what you've already built together. And this was a friendship that expanded into romance. Okay? Your future is being together, committed. This is just about divine timing of when that's going to happen. You have a kind, protective source by your side who has his material and spiritual world and emotions together. There could be water placement and air placement within this dynamic. What's going to be explained is that you both have done a lot of inner child healing, but there's always a continuation. Communication is going to be imperative for you two to continue to build. Misunderstandings tend to happen only from making assumptions. I can't tell you how many problems can be avoided by simply communicating. But this is romantic nature. This is family, home, abundance. It's more than stability. It's passion. It's richness. Your future is any type of like spiritual attacks that would try to be thrown away. Anybody that would try to send malevolent will during the process of you two continuing your bond to the point where you're completely official, locked down, however you want to look at it. It's interesting. Both of you have the strength to see from the other person's view and they want me to say that there's going to be a mutual understanding. Your lives have been different. Your lifestyles have been different. But you're tango partners, and I just sense you two, however this resonates, take this. We are setting healthy boundaries of what is okay and what is definitely not okay. What commitment between you two exactly is going to look like. A compromise, not a sacrifice. It's very interesting. That's going to resonate in a lot of different ways for a lot of people, but it feels, however that resonates, it's a sense of, I'm willing to do this because of you. I want to be committed to you. I don't need to invite any new energy when you have been what I have been looking for without even realizing it. Compromise between you two, communication, it's going to be extremely fucking fluid. You both are going to be able to go in hermit mode together, unplug from the world and also plug into the world. Share your strength, your story, your light. Nothing's getting in the way of this connection. It's go time, baby.
All right.
Keep it light. But don't ghost yourself. Don't feel like you have to be a smaller version or a lesser version of you ever with this person. Get very excited for the next time you see them. All right. All right. Let's get it.